Mille belle la moustache et la capuchon. Sito patanilo, mila takatiki puletika. Sito patanilo, mila takatiki puletika. Sito patanilo, mila takatiki puletika. Sito patanilo, mila takatiki takatiki. Sito patanilo, mila takatiki puletika. Sito patanilo, mila takatiki puletika. Sito patanilo, mila takatiki puletika. Mille belle la moustache et la capuchon.
What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and I'm back, y'all, back full time. Back after taking a month off and, of course, having to deal with the kids for the whole week of school. Your man is back. I came back just in time, and I'm glad to be dealing with y'all as the new stuff starts to happen. There's some things that I've been following, everything that's been going on. I told y'all before my last show, I told y'all with some BS going on, and that when it came down to it, they weren't going to give us all the information that we were going to need because they were going to do some BS reporting. I told y'all that. And my kids, they sat up there and said, Dad, ever since you ain't going to training camp, let's go on vacation. Took them on vacation for a while. Been with them for a whole month. Even with the first week of school, now your man is back full time, and I'm going to break it down like this. I'm going to tell y'all about some of the things that y'all need to understand and get the idea of why it happened. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to sit up here and say, hindsight is 2020 and all that type of stuff, and the situation's already happened and everything, but I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of these cuts, I saw coming. I'm going to start with Adrian Peterson. The Adrian Peterson cut, I saw coming because everybody, y'all have to understand something. Adrian Peterson is a 30-something-year-old running back. That's number one. Number two, he wasn't that good of a pass blocker. So when it comes down to that, that was his number two issue. Number three, he wasn't that good of a receiver or route runner out of the backfield. So when it comes down to it, them cutting Adrian Peterson was actually the smart thing to do. I had told somebody while I was on break that Adrian Peterson was going to get cut. I said that. The reason why I said that was because of one reason and one reason only. Our offense is going to be somewhat similar to what they ran in Carolina, and also similar to the offense that Adrian Peterson failed in, which was down in New Orleans. Now, if you pay attention to what Carolina had did during that time period, they didn't really have a big bruiser back, especially one like Adrian Peterson, to really be the workhorse that they needed. And like I said, I told everybody, I said, when it came to Peyton Barber, they didn't sign Peyton Barber for nothing. They needed a guy who was just there to grind yards out. Whereas the other guys, they were going to all be route runners. The Antonio Gibson thing kind of made sense. But what happens to him if they put him in a running back type of mode? I don't know. Number two, Cam Sims. Y'all need to understand something about Cam Sims. I like Cam Sims only because of his height. But when it comes down to it, y'all have to analyze it from a standpoint of why Cam Sims failed. Cam Sims failed because of this one thing. He was beaten out last year by 3 rookies. 3 rookies beat him out for starting jobs. Terry McLaurin beat him out. Steven Sims Jr. beat him out. And Kelvin Harmon beat him out. That looks bad on your resume. And on top of that, if a lot of y'all remember, he was put on the practice squad when the season started. They actually went with Trey Quinn before they went with Cam Sims. So that tells you something, y'all. That was not, again, this was something that wasn't really surprising. And he was another guy that actually, I wish I didn't go. I mean, I had to do what I had to do with my kids and stuff like that. But to be gone for a whole month, it was something that I had to do. But I was explaining to everybody that Cam Sims, it just made sense. Because, again, he was beat out by 3 rookies the previous year under Jay Gruden. And on top of that, he was placed on the practice squad. So that tells you that even though they could have found a place for him, the fact that he was beat out by them 3, and on top of that, this staff drafted a wide receiver, and they signed one as an unrestricted free agent. Everybody knew Cam Sims' time was over. That was just going to happen. Trey Quinn. I told y'all it was time for Trey Quinn to go. I told y'all it was time for Trey Quinn to go some time ago. But I sat up there and made it a point of explaining why Trey Quinn was what he was and he was never going to fit. Now, what has currently happened is all of Jay Gruden's pet projects are now gone off this team, which is what we needed. We needed all of Jay Gruden's pet projects gone. And Trey Quinn was the last of the bunch. And you had to get rid of him because from all indications coming out is that Isaiah Wright is just that good. So I don't know how that bodes well for someone like Steven Sims Jr., even though I think that Steven Sims Jr. is a very capable guy. But we'll see how that goes. But like I said again, Cam Sims, he was one that I predicted was not going to be there. Sean Davis, I told y'all from the time we signed him, that was a very bad signing. The fact that Sean Davis gets beat out by Troy Apke, that does not mean that Troy Apke is a better safety. That just means that that means Sean Davis was just that bad. And I made it very clear in my video on the free agent signing why he was a bad signing and why we should have went after somebody like a Trey Boston, because that type of signing would have made better sense. But we didn't do that. We didn't go after a guy that would be a reliable component to Landon Collins. Instead, we went with another guy. And again, this bodes awfully for a team that kind of signs people and then all of a sudden they're gone. Just gone. But again, like I said, Sean Davis, I had an issue when we signed him. I made it very clear that if the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't want him, not only that, all right, let me just break this down for y'all. Pittsburgh gave up a -- overall pick, sent it to Miami for Minkah Fitzpatrick, who was incredible in replacing Sean Davis. So y'all have to understand something. If the Pittsburgh Steelers, don't get me wrong, Pittsburgh don't sign everybody, but Pittsburgh never gives up draft picks. This is something everybody needs to understand. We've never seen Pittsburgh give up draft picks like this. The fact that they gave away a first-round pick, then I think they signed Minkah Fitzpatrick to an extension afterwards. The fact that they did that, you can tell that they knew Sean Davis was not going to be the player that they expected him to be. He came down here to Washington, and the exact same thing happened. I told y'all it was a disaster signing, and damn it if I wasn't right. The tight end position. Richard Rodgers, I said, 3 years ago, Richard Rodgers was a very good tight end. He hadn't been playing in a while, so I knew he was going to be cut. The surprise to me, and I tell everybody this, was that they kept Jeremy Sprinkle. That shocked me more. And I'm going to tell you why. They talked up Logan Thomas a little too much. And because they talked him up a little too much, I felt that was the call. That was the time that they were going to say, all right, see you later, Jeremy Sprinkle. I thought they were going to let him go, but they kept him around. I still feel that our tight end position is a disaster and will stay a disaster. And to be quite honest, I don't really see, I think that with the offense that they're going to try to run, they're going to mask the fact that their tight ends are so awful. And I think that won't bode well for us because not having a legitimate tight end. And I do feel that Ron Rivera feels he made a mistake by not going after a big-time tight end. So I think he does feel some type of way about that. And I'm glad that this type of situation is happening because clearly they're going to rely on McKissick, Bryce Love, and Antonio Gibson a whole lot in the backfield. And not only that, I can see them doing like a three running back type of set where McKissick is out there, Gibson is out there, and at the same time Bryce Love is out there. And you're gonna have maybe two wide receivers. They're gonna probably find a way to find a crazy blocking scheme to, give Dwayne Haskins some time. But like I said, I just don't see how it works. Last but not least, Alex Smith. Now, I had said this some time ago. I knew Alex Smith was going to still be on the team because he had to be on the team. Now, I personally felt they should have carried 4 quarterbacks because, again, I feel that Steven Montez is a very good backup quarterback. He also has the arm strength so that if he was to come in for Dwayne Haskins, he would be able to throw the ball just as hard as Dwayne Haskins. Kyle Allen, not so much. Neither Alex Smith either. Alex Smith, and this is where I got mad because J.P. Finley came out his mouth and was saying that, Alex Smith is in the mix at quarterback. That was a lie, okay? That was a blatant lie, and the fact that everybody kind of thought that it wasn't a lie is insane to me. It was a lie because everybody knows there is one thing that cannot happen with the Washington Redskins, and Washington franchise. There's one thing that cannot happen. Alex Smith cannot get injured in a Washington uniform for a second time in a row. Alex Smith will be the third quarterback, but there will be he will more than likely be used as what they deem a healthy scratch on the team because you cannot risk Alex Smith getting injured, especially, let's just say by chance, because we saw this happen before. Dwayne Haskins go down for a game. Right behind him, Kyle Allen goes down. And all of a sudden, you stuck with Alex Smith possibly playing again behind a line that we're all still not certain about. That tells you something. Another thing, these offensive linemen, it's sad that Ron Rivera isn't really taking the blame for making it a point of taking some type of blame for not signing the right offensive lineman. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I don't think a lot of people know how awful this line really is, especially with Sadiq Charles not being able to start very early on, because I've already told everybody Sadiq Charles can replace Trent Williams, but these other guys, they cannot. There's no way you're going to have me believe that Sharp is going to be able to replace anyone. The fact that Donald Penn wasn't thought to, even though I understand why Donald Penn wasn't brought back, because he was used to a Gruden style offense. Should it be Jay or John? The terminology, I guess, was kind of the same. But the fact that they didn't think to sign someone better is insane to me. Because if you're running an offense that's similar to like Kansas City or New Orleans or something like that, you would want to sign those type of offensive linemen. But instead, they didn't do it. And to me, I feel that this is going to be a disaster. Now, I do feel that the Redskins will probably have a 3 to 4 game improvement. But that, and I'm going to do my season prediction show, because I think they're going to have that. But I think in reality, it's going to be some stuff that it's going to be based off of the COVID issue, which I think initially the NFL will hide when guys start getting sick from it. I think they're going to hide it, and they're going to come up with some type of, they're going to do the NHL thing where it's like a low body injury or something like that. But once we see that top guys are going out, we're going to all discover that it is, in fact, COVID. And I think the NFL is going to lie initially about what happens. But we won't see the whole thing happen until about week 3. But that's just my thing here. But like I said, y'all, your man is back. I'm back full time. And we going to get this rocking and rolling. Be ready for my season prediction show. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune. And this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.